What's up, dude? I want to take a moment to clarify a couple of subtleties I was teaching you before, which I left out some information. And I saw you were kind of doing some stuff that I feel responsible for. So I'm going to take, hopefully not too long, and explain some of these techniques a little bit more in depth. So, what I want to address today is the get ready for the double lift. And the one that you're kind of using right now is kind of like the classic Di Vernon style one where you pop up the card like this. But the problem is that you're doing this way before the hand ever approaches the deck. So you're sitting here for a minute, and then you're coming over here and then doing the turnover. And it looks awkward because you don't really ever see anyone do that to turn over a single card. You never see someone, and you had a huge wide one like this too. It was like massive, a massive, massive one like this. And I think the reason you're doing that is because you're having problems getting your hands into the grip. So hopefully we can figure this out after today. So one thing I'm just going to say, without you having to learn any new techniques at all, I'm going to just briefly go over this in the beginning, and then I'll talk about how to improve it and make it much better. But all you need to do is wait to lift until the hand is here. So it lifts, and then you contact as the hand comes over. You see what I mean? It seems tricky, and it is a little bit tricky. I don't do my double lift this way anymore because it's you see that doesn't look very natural. Maybe it looks okay, but I don't like it. So I started doing my double lifts differently. So I'm going to show you a better way to do it, but you could do it that way, just time it better. So wait till the hand, I actually wait till the hand touches the deck almost. So see what happens? This is basically in slow motion boop. See what I mean? Boop. Like that. So you could just do that and it will look better just from that alone. But we're going to talk about a better way to do it. So what I want you to do is get the deck into regular mechanics grip. Get yourself a get ready pinky count. So start from here with just a small pinky count. This is your default position. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your index finger and make sure that it's a little bit over the top of the deck. See how it's extending over? I'm wrapping the finger around slightly so that the pad is putting a little bit of pressure on the top of the card. It's just keeping it from popping up. Same thing with the middle finger here. See this? Middle finger is also wrapped up over the edge of the deck just slightly. It's very subtle. It shouldn't be noticeable at all from the front. It looks completely normal. So right now I'm in a pinky break, but if I want, I can transfer that anytime I want into a substantial break that's invisible. Now I have a much more substantial break, and I can even do it bigger than that if I want to. See, just in the natural course of talking and gesturing, boom, even bigger break. So I can actually take my time with this as I'm talking, and just all I'm doing is sliding my ring finger back as I do it like this while pushing up. You don't even have to do that though. You can just lift up. You can just simply lift up. I like doing it like this. Alright? So you just kind of slide it back and it will lever that up. But you don't want to be in this position for too long because obviously there's a slight discrepancy here. Now you can do it so subtly that you can't tell, like this. This is still adequate for the double lift that I do. That's all I need. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. But that is the key that you need to kind of get down, is making sure that you wrap these fingers over the deck a little bit so that when you push up, this doesn't pop up like this. You don't want that. That's pretty obvious. That well, it's only obvious because it's just sitting here like this. But again, if you time that in, that'll be better. But let's focus on making it better than that by keeping the pressure here, index, middle finger. Now, if I slide my finger back like this, I can just do it in the natural course of talking. Now I can come in here and I just can easily do my lift seamlessly. And it doesn't feel like I was trying to grab anything from some giant break or anything like that. All right, so again, let me show that one more time. So pinky break, we're ready for it. See how, look at the positions of my fingers here. This is going to feel awkward at first. It's going to take time to get this down, but it's nothing crazy. All you're doing is just maintaining pressure on the edge of the deck here with these two fingers here. That's it. Now when I slide my ring finger back, boom, got a nice big break. Now I can extend that break very, very easily by not using my ring finger at all, I'm not going to use my ring finger the rest of it. Now I'm good to go. All I need to do is get skin into this brake. Any amount, just the slightest touch at all will do this. As soon as it goes in, you let go. You let go of the index finger and pointer finger, and the card will just naturally, automatically go into the grip position without you having to use your ring finger to push it up or anything like that. I just figured this out the other day by experimenting, and I realized this is probably the reason why you're having problems doing that little bubble maneuver I was showing you before, which I still use this sometimes. But again, you can just, all that's happening here is you're just squeezing inwards. That's it. That's all you're doing. So from the pinky break, maintain the pressure, you squeeze inwards like this. And that allows me to come in here and get a card into a snap change position really, really easily by using that bubble. All right. So from the bubble, what happens? You bubble, you release it from. It's hard to do when I'm turning my hand like this, but what happens is you bubble it, and it pops up off of the thumb. See that? So this, you release pressure from the thumb. Now I can come in here and boop, grab that, and that allows me to do anything I want. Like, you can do your Bertrams from here. Ooh, shit. It's really hard to do with the deck in your hand, so ignore that. But yeah, it allows you to get into that position. So if you did want to learn the bubble still, I saw that you were trying to learn it, and I think this is what was confusing you, is I forgot to mention this part right here, keeping the pressure here. So when you squeeze inwards, it just happens as you grab the card. So if I'm going to do like a snap change, I'm going to turn my hand as I come and grab the card anyway, so it doesn't, you can't notice that motion anyway of the bubble, if that makes sense. All right, but we're not talking about the snap change right now, but same exact concept is here. Pretty much similar concept is happening here with the ring finger, just pushing up. That's all that's happening here. Pressure, ring finger pushes up, you get a little break. As soon as you get into the break, you let go of everything. Okay, now I'm in my double already. It's automatic. I don't know, man. I just figured this out the other day, and I'm so happy I did, because I do all my double lifts like this now. It's just so smooth and so invisible. It's very, very invisible how it looks. You can't tell I'm grabbing anything from a break. It doesn't look like I'm holding a pinky break even if you do it right. I can just see. It literally looks like I'm just holding the deck normally, but I actually have a pretty huge break back here. All right, so this is I wanted to share this with you to make up for some of the bad teaching I did earlier on this. So hopefully that will help, dude. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I left out here. There's obviously a lot of things you can do with this. Aside from this, you can actually bubble with the middle finger as well, and you can get in the same position. But it might even be easier to do it from here to kind of grab that double. But hey, whatever. The idea is that you use both fingers to squeeze a little bit, boop, like that, to get your bubble. And I do a double lift like this sometimes too. I still will do that little. I'll just squeeze as the hand comes in like that. And like I said before, this squeezing action gets all the air out of the cards. So my cards are basically like glued together. All right, so a good little tip there for that. So same thing with like, oh shit, my pinky counts are kind of trash right now. So same thing with like that Stuart Gordon style. It allows me to keep the cards together basically. This table's kind of hard, so it's hard to pick up cards off of it. But yeah, so that little bend there, like, you know how you do that with the Stuart Gordon? At least I do. I add a little bend in, so it just keeps the cards together. I mean, you can't argue with the results from the bend. Like, it keeps the cards together. That's just how it works. Now, how you can bend the card without making it obvious, that's going to take practice. But it's something that I don't think you should dismiss. You kind of dismissed it on me before, and I just kind of said, fuck it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you don't like it, but I think it's incredibly important to utilize bending the cards. But it's important to do it in a way that doesn't feel like you are. I did it right there. I bent the cards. I bent the cards there too. But it didn't feel like I did. So, everything's just subtle action. So that's why I kind of like using this bubble sometimes. It just really glues the cards nice. It sticks them together really nicely. Depending on what you're doing. So sometimes I'll do my Stuart Gordon like that, and I'll bend it in my hand as I toss it onto the table, and it stays as a double. Kind of sloppier now. I usually do it better, but oh, that was like perfect actually right there. But yeah, you can learn that by utilizing that bend. Just give a little bend there as you toss it on the table. See, that one bounced and it stayed together. So hopefully that will convince you that bending the cards is a very, very good thing to do. It just depends on how you do it, how you blend it in. You can blend it in with moving the hands in transit. For example, if I just want to set a card down on a table, like I'll just kind of bend it in transit as I set it down. Or if I just want to drop it from a small height, I can do that by just simply bending the card a bit. And the same exact concept is applied for the regular turnover. See, I'm not really bending the cards all that much. So that's just the last point I wanted to make on the for the video. Sorry, I'm trying to do like 26 card push off. Whatever. All right, I'm done. Anyway, I want you to try that out and send me your progress on it. I think this is a really important step for you to learn this. Not many people know this technique, so yeah, utilize it utilize it. It's great. Like I don't see many problems with this. It's pretty much invisible in every way, and it's automatic how it works. It's automatic, like how you actually get into the double. So the only thing that's hard about is the pinky count. Then this can happen in a regular course of action as you're patterning and talking and gesturing. Boom, I'm here. As soon as I contact, I let go of everything, and I have a double. I'm barely even holding on to it, but it's perfect double. So same, it works for any grip. I can come in, lift it up, get my finger in there, and then slide my fingers through and get into this grip. I can even do slide my finger in and go into a pinch grip. The sky is the limit here, but I want to just let me do one last thing. I don't want this video to be more than like 15 minutes. One last thing. This is extremely important though, and I should have mentioned it earlier. As soon as you get your finger in there, you can slide your fingers in like this. See, the thumb is holding the card now. The thumb is holding pressure on the card. See what I mean? I can slide my hand to any position I want to take the double from. I have time. I can even do that slow if I want to. I could come in here and very deliberately just slide my hand in there and turn it over. But it still looks better than just having it pop up like this and then turning it over. Alright? So that's my lesson for the day. Please try it out and be more open-minded if you can about subtly bending the cards. And I know you bend the cards quite a bit when you do your double lift. You can see on the deck it bends like this a lot. So, I mean, if you're bending the card that much anyway, like, try bending it and just doing the turnover. Start working on that. Try to get away from the hand turnovers. They're great for a while. You can use them, but I think I showed you this also. You can kind of just toss it. Once you get here, you just kind of toss it like that instead of turn it over with the hand. It's still really secure. You just boom like that. So it just kind of, see what I mean? I don't know. I kind of do it like that sometimes. If I'm like really worried and I have a big audience and I want to make sure I land a double lift, I'll just do it like this. I'm actually holding on to it until it almost gets all the way turned over, and then I just let it go at the very end. But yeah, also work on catching the cards here at the front. I can catch it between any 2 points of contact that it can be caught from. So any finger, index finger, middle finger, and any point of contact against the pad of the thumb here, you can trap the card. So like ultimate trap style, you know. So it's basically that's basically an ultimate trap. But the way I do my ultimate trap is slight variation on the classical way of doing it. What I do is I just slightly, just ever so slightly out jog it, and then I push it back to the index like that, and then now I'm in a, now I have a, I have an ultimate trap. But it's easier to get into the ultimate trap from here. I don't have to catch the card at all. Well, I mean, I guess I am catching the card, but you can out jog it a little bit, and then you push it back. It gives you leeway in case you miss it. All I gotta do is put pressure down and pop that card up. Like I think I've showed you that before. I think I've showed everybody this before, where you just push back like this to get to reinitialize the pinky break. All right, so sorry for making a long video, but I feel slightly responsible for some of the things I saw. So anyway, I think honestly, if you listen to my advice this time around, not saying that you don't. No, that sounded really bad. I'm not saying that you don't take my advice. like ever, but I'm just saying, in this in particular, I think will really help you out getting to that next step of looking natural with the double lift. And I think, I mean, it's gonna be knacky at first getting this down, of just holding the two cards or holding the cards down with these two fingers. It's gonna feel a little bit weird at first, but once you have it, it's like riding a bike. Once you have this, like the double lift is incredibly easy. So it's so worth learning how to do that. But for in the meantime, if you just want to instantly improve it, just lift it up as the fingers approach. So like this. See how it's fairly subtle how I'm doing it. You can barely tell I'm lifting the card first. But if I slow this down, it just goes. See? That's the last thing. That's the last point I'm going to make. So it just lifts as the hand comes over and grabs it. Same thing will work if you come back here and grab it from this corner. Same concept applies for any type of grip. Alright, good luck, bro.